loves, and welcome to my channel. It is Belkys, B-E-L-K-Y-S, like a bell and a pair of keys. Thank you so much for joining me today on my channel. It is your first time being here, welcome. If you've been before, welcome back. I am excited to be trying out some new products, some makeup I've used before, and mixing the two together so that I get a real feel for some of the products I'm trying out. Today I'm trying out from Makeup by Mario his blush stick that has a brush on one side, and trying out from Nars, it's their corrector. This Tarte C eyeliner. I'm using a few oldies but goodies that I love. I like mixing things, that way I have an idea if I love the product, if it will work with products I've been using in the past. It's makeup at the end of the day, so if you don't love it, you can wash it off. I hope that you come back. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and the like button. Make sure to share with your friends and loved ones. Important to take a little me time, have fun, and let's get started. I've already done skin prep. This is me before. Let's go to foundation first. I'm going to start off with my Hourglass Foundation. I have used this for years. I've repurchased it many times, so I know that I like this foundation, and anything I put on it I'm pretty much going to love. I'm going to put on a headband. This is from Lades or Lades. If you are looking for a headband, so when you do your makeup, love, it has Velcro. I lost the other one, but thankfully it brings two. Go in with some foundation from Hourglass. This is in the color Nude. And I love it because it's a little flip up. Pardon if it's a little dirty. I used to use the color Sand, and then I guess they brought out more colors, and this is more my skin tone right now. But I have a few blemishes, no big deal. We can cover those up, and that's my whole point with makeup. Just make sure you turn it into something fun. If you are a newbie to makeup, it's okay to start out slow. If there's one tip that I can say to everyone, and you're like, girl, that's a lot of makeup. We're gonna blend, okay? If you are new to makeup, or if you've been using makeup for years, the one tip I can always give is use sunscreen. Sunscreen is going to help you with protection from skin cancer, but also fine lines and wrinkles, and a lot of the spots that women end up getting on their face is sun damage. So if you can wear sunscreen, if you've never worn it before, highly recommend you go get it. You could get it at the drugstore. You can get it online. You can get it at Sephora or Ulta. The point is to wear sunscreen. And I've personally been using one from Tarte for like 9 years. I've tried to go to other brands, and I always just come back. I'm going to take it down just so that it matches. I don't like to see that line of demarcation between the face and the neck, so that's why. The brush I'm using, this is BK Beauty, the 101. It's a contoured brush. I love this brush. And with foundation, when you think you've blended it all out, blend a little more. Tap, tap, tap. Depends on the brush you're using. With this one, I can swipe, I can dab. And I do like to put it on top of my lids because my lids are a little different color than the rest of my face. And so I also like to make sure that it's really blended into my hairline. And some people prefer a sponge, but with sunscreen, what I like to do is apply it, let it sit on my skin for a little bit, ideally 15 minutes before I go outside. And then I go in with my makeup products. So I like to let sunscreen sit on my skin first for a little while so that my makeup doesn't pill. So that's the reason that I do that. Let's try this Nars. This is the corrector. This is in the color Light. Very cute packaging, black and white. This is the box. And my under eye circles are hereditary, so I need to do a little bit of correcting today. Normally I go in with Boing from Benefit, their concealer, but because I have some darker under eye circles today, and I'm trying out this Nars Corrector. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this without adding more product. I'm just using what was already there and kind of just spreading it out. Some people use a darker corrector. I do have one from, if you're looking for an inexpensive one, from LA Girl. This is like $5. This one is Nars. This one I get at Sephora. I got Klarna at Sephora. You can split up your payments into 4, and that way one item doesn't seem as expensive as it really is. But if you're looking for an inexpensive option, this one from LA Girl, they do have different colors depending what you're looking for. This one is Orange Corrector, but I just like to let it sit on my skin for a little bit before I blend it out. Sonia Kashuk, I love this. This is from Target. You get 2 for like $8, and it's huge. You put it under the water. I like to use cold water because of my pores, and I love it because it's black and white marble. See a difference? I think it looks a little bit better. Let me do a little bit more. It's a little bit longer. This is pricier. This was more like a splurge item, but again, what I use is Klarna, where you can split up your purchase into 4. So I split it up into 4 installments instead of just doing one payment. So it makes it a little bit easier. Okay, so I'm gonna let that sit a little bit. I'm gonna brush my brows. This is just, it's a little spoolie with the little brush on the end. Because I have so much hair, I just like to get it out of the way. Yes, 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 yes. I love when you have like the arch on the brows. For your brows, take a picture of yourself, like a selfie straight on, and then just do the measurement. It should be matching with your nose if you use like a pencil or something to line up. And then you twist it so that you can see where the arch is supposed to go, and then flip it again so that you see where your eyebrow is supposed to end. So that kind of gives me an idea. I need to fill in a little bit at the end. With this one, let's see, I'm gonna have to draw in a little bit at the front and halfway point for the arch, and the end is pretty good. So that's just a rough guide. I find that if you tweeze too much and leave too much space here, it can make your nose look larger, and my nose is already round, so for that reason I'm going to try and make it look a little bit smaller, and I could do that with eyebrow products or by not tweezing too much in between my actual eyebrows. So I'm going to just fill this in with a little bit of Benefits. It's a little brow pomade. I've used it for so long that there's no letters even on it. This is probably like a dark brown. But see how this is like my quick and easy version. It just fills in my brows ever so lightly, gives me a little bit of coverage on there without me having to actually draw it in with a pencil. So if I had more time, I would definitely go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills, the Powder Duo, which I really love. That's really good when you have time to draw in your brows. Or from Benefit, I also like their brow pencil. Precisely My Brow. It's really, really fine tip. Okay, that's another good one. Actually, I'll use a little bit right here because missing a few little hairs. Okay, and I've let the Nars Corrector sit long enough. I'm going to blend it out now with, technically this is a blush brush from Sephora's Pro line, but I use it for concealer. It's really great for concealer, so. Okay. What do you see? Does it look better? I think it gave me some coverage. What do you think? Yeah. I think it gave me a nice little bit of coverage. Just gonna use the sponge. Look up, because we don't want it to really melt in those fine lines. I'm just gonna use also that sponge. It has no product except for the water, just to blend out my foundation a little bit more. Also, if you went a little bit too heavy with foundation, this is great to just go in with your sponge. This is from Laneige. This is their lip sleeping mask, technically a sleeping mask, but again, with beauty products, makeup products, there's no rules. The only thing I don't love is that you gotta dip your finger in there, but I'm gonna let that sit on my lips while I go on to something else. I'm looking at that corrector. Yeah, okay, we can work with this. Okay. I see you, Nars. Tried and true concealer number 3. I do like to go a little bit brighter with my concealer because of my under eye circles, and it's very lightweight. Feel free to apply powder after you actually put on your foundation and concealer. Because of my dry skin, it pretty much fills into my fine lines, and so I don't wear powder. I put it on other people and it looks great, but when it comes to applying it on myself, my face is too dry to handle powder. So when I wear my concealer, I apply it, I let it marinate on my skin for a little bit. Brush from Sephora. This is the Pro Sculpting Blush brush number 99. Technically, it's a blush brush, but there's no rules. The idea is just to tap, 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 tap away until it all blends in together. And again, I'm going to take the remaining excess of the product and just blend it into my eyelids. So really, I don't need to use an eyeshadow primer. I could if I wanted to, but again, if you need to, you can always go in with the sponge. I highly recommend if you can use your sponge. I have 2 boys, so this is my me time because they're into, like, you know, sports. I'm not. Okay, so I am liking how this is looking. I'm going to apply a little bit of warmth to my skin. This is from Fenty Beauty. This is their matchstick in the color Mocha. I've used this for a really long time. I love it. I'm just going to put a little bit of warmth. I'm going to put some here on my forehead because I want to make my forehead look a little bit smaller. So I do like to bring warmth here. If you have a smaller forehead, you don't really have to contour unless you want a little bit of warmth. And just trying to lift up my cheekbones a little bit, which is why I'm applying a little bit of the contour there. And then a little bit on my nose because I like to warm up my nose since it's round, just to make it look a little bit slimmer. Just little tricks that you gotta figure out, you know. Find something that works. No one is perfect, but there's some good makeup products. I'm gonna go in with Scott Barnes. This is the 65 brush. It's a contour brush. Love this. Anytime I have makeup brushes, pretty much I get them with Afterpay. The BK Beauty one, got it with Afterpay. I'm just taking this and just moving it up just to create that line to lift up my cheek. Same thing with this. I'm just going to work it. Again, I want to try and make sure there's no line of demarcation between my hair and the contour powder, or in this case, I'm using cream. So I just want to warm up my face. So that's why I'm using this, and then I'll go in with the blush. Just lightly tapping it in. I'm just trying to blend the product into my skin. If you prefer, you can use a powder as well. Kind of working this so that my nose looks a little slimmer. Use your little sponge just to clean up the edges. And I really like like to work the sponge or the brush into the fine lines. Just really working so that there's no harsh lines. See how it just gives a little lift in my cheeks, especially if you have a round face. Mine is rounder. After COVID, mama gained some pounds. Kind of take a look, see if I like it, if I need more. More like a dab and a swish, just to work that product. My forehead looks a little bit smaller, more defined, and it's because I'm adding this darkness to the spots I'm trying to make look smaller. If I put a bright color there, then it's going to make my forehead look larger. If I would have put just all foundation, nothing darker here, then my nose is going to look a little larger. Take whatever's left on my brush that I just used to warm up. I'm going to go in. This is Makeup by Mario's blush stick. So pretty. So I'm going to put a little bit on my cheeks. I'm going to put a little bit more because why not? And this brush is also Scott Barnes. It's just like a tapping is really what I'm doing. Okay, and then again, gonna use the sponge just to clean up. Okay. You can also just use the brush on this. So because I'm not going to set it with powder, you see that it's like a glow, like a dewiness to it. Luminosity, I think that's more of the word. And use this to just clean up the edges. Some people are taking their blush a little higher if they want to define those cheekbones, especially for a round face. But foundation brush and just kind of chisel out this area. My cheeks look more lifted. Okay. And again, I'm just cleaning up the nose job. The nose job that I did with makeup. Put a little bit today only because I have a little extra dewiness. I'm gonna go in with a little Charlotte Tilbury powder. I'm gonna use Scott Barnes. Technically it's a highlighter brush. I just want a little bit because I'm just gonna dab just a little bit of the extra shine that I have going on. So yeah, just kind of neutralize it so it's not that dewy. And I'm gonna take a little bit and just apply right here, because this is where I have some pores and I'm just trying to get rid of that shine that's there. The rest of my face, I'm okay with dewy. Okay.
Feel free to add powder to your eyelids, under eyes, or full face if you have oily to combination skin. Because my skin is so dry, I do avoid putting powder on my skin because it will accentuate my fine lines. If I'm extra dewy, I do put a little bit of powder on my T-zone, pore area, and my chin.
For lips, I'm going to go in with Charlotte Tilbury. This is the lip liner pillow talk. And because I had lip balm already on my lips while I was doing the rest of my makeup, it softened my lips. They're hydrated now and it'll make it much easier to apply the lip pencil. And with lip pencil, I love to line my lips, fill it in completely with the lip liner, and then I like to go in. I do take the lip liner just on my lip line or a little bit above, just to help my lips look a little fuller. I'm going to use J.K. Rowling Charlotte Tilbury's lipstick. I actually repurchased this 2 times. I love the packaging. It's so cute. It's like the perfect nude. So normally I would do a 4-step process on my lips. I know, no judgment. No judgment. Normally I would go in with lip liner, liquid lipstick over the lip liner that I completely filled in my lips with. Then I would go in with a lipstick and finish with a gloss. Like, it was my 4-step process. It looked gorgeous. I loved it. And then COVID came and I no longer wore lipstick. So I am restarting it again. I love, and this I've repurchased so many times. This is from Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's a lip gloss, but it has a lot of pigment. I know my eyes look a little bare, but I'm just trying to see what I'm going to do with my lips. And I do like to take tissue paper and just clean the inside of my lips so that I don't get it on my teeth. I always take tissue paper and just clean the inside. Of the glowiness that I'm getting from the makeup, Charlotte Tilbury, this is her Pillow Talk palette. It has been used because I love it. Especially this top shade up here. It's like the perfect nudie pink color. And I'm going to go in with a very fluffy brush from MAC Cosmetics. Love, love, love this. If you love one and done eyeshadows like I do, this is the 240S brush. It's synthetic, but it's large, so this is perfect if you just want to do like a quick one and done eyeshadow. I love one and dones because I don't like wearing 4 or 5 different shades. Like, I just want the one color and out with some mascara. So I'm going to go in that top shade. It is so pretty. Tap off the excess, and I'm just going to put this all over the lid. This is why I love it, because I could just go with this one color and I am done. So that's what the perfect one and done is. It's one eyeshadow I can put all over my lid. It's going to add a little bit of dimension to my eyelid, make it look a little bit more dressed up, but I don't have to add 4 or 5 different colors to get the look. It's just easy peasy. This is great also if you're going to use this brush or anything fluffy that can fit into your eyelid space with a bronzer. I love, love, love using a bronzer as well as an eyeshadow. And you can do little circles. You could do swish. The idea is that it doesn't look harsh, that you don't see any harsh lines. I'm going to take a little bit more, tap off the excess. Yes, girl. My favorite part of makeup is concealer and foundation. Going to take the little brush. If you go over the little line that you want, you can use a flat brush with a little concealer to clean it up. In my case, because I use this for my concealer, I just use this and just clean it up so that my eye is more lifted. So the idea is that the eyeshadow is not going to drag down the shape of my eye. You tried this before, to use a little setting spray instead of powder for your under eyes. Don't try it with the Huda Beauty. The smell was strong and it went right into my eyes and it felt like, ooh girl, you gotta wash this off. So do not recommend using the Huda Beauty as a setting spray right under your lids. I'm gonna go with this one. Stay Spray from Tarte. I like this. I like the one from Morphe. They have a really nice, it's like, it gives you a glow. So if you don't like that sheen to your face, you might not like it. I think they have a matte one. I've never tried it, but their regular continuous setting spray from Morphe is really nice. This one is nice if I'm going to cry, if I'm going to watch the praise team in church. When I hear certain music, the tears just start coming out. So I'm just going to apply some of this on the sponge. I'm gonna look up. And instead of using powder, I'm using this setting spray to basically set my under eye. That way I don't have to use the powder. Now I have seen a trick from, I think her name is Kendra, and then Riza Does Makeup did it on her channel as well, where she did concealer, then she put setting spray, and then she put powder on top of it. I am just going to use the setting spray part. This is what I used to do when I went to church in person and knew I was going to cry from the praise team. So I would set my face with a setting spray that can handle my tears. So I like this one. It has a slight scent to it, but it's not as strong as the one from Huda. The Huda one, as soon as I put it near my eyes, I was like, oh, mama. And I just keep tapping so that there's no harsh lines. Yeah, dig it, dig it, dig it, girl. Y'all, I love makeup. And when I look at people, I'm like, oh, if I could just put this blush on her and I could just fill in her eyebrows. Like the makeup artist in me just comes out and it's like, can you just listen to what she's saying? Focus, Belkys, focus. Like I can be shopping in my mind already at Sephora for her makeup products. Like I love it. I love it. So I'm going to go in with mascara. Got this one on sale. It's from Pat McGrath. I only got Pat McGrath because it was on sale though, because her stuff is pricey. The other one which I love is from MAC, the Hot, H-A-U-T. It's a waterproof one that I really love. I'm gonna go with this one today though. And I like to take a mirror, look from below, and then put on mascara on my upper lids. But today I'm gonna go with the lower lid first so that it could dry before I go to the upper lid. That's really good if you have oily skin or you always end up putting your mascara and then it gets on your lids. It's a good idea to do your bottom lids first. So I'm just going to do that while I look down. This isn't one that I'd say you need to go and get. This is kind of, if I run out of one, I go with the filler. This is one of my filler mascaras. My favorite one is the fact that I just mentioned. Hot and Naughty, that's what it is. H-A-U-T-E and Naughty in the waterproof. It's a double bristle, but I only like the one that's the sturdier of the two bristles, so I don't really use the other one. And that one's good. Same thing if I'm going to tear up. All right, so I'm going to go now with the upper lid, taking the mirror, looking from below so that I can really get into the root of my lashes. Because I don't like to wear falsies. I love the look, it's just it feels like an umbrella on my lid, so for that reason I don't wear false lashes. But I do take this brush and I work those lashes. And the good thing is I can see from underneath, so that's why I'm doing that, so I can really get to the root of my lash. And I just keep brushing it and brushing it and brushing it until I get the look that I like. You can clean off the excess on the wand. Some people work it. And so I don't want it to end up all over my contacts because then I won't be able to see. Okay, so look at the difference when you have mascara, no mascara. Highly recommend if you have smaller eyes that you do a few coats of mascara instead of lining it all around. Do a before and after picture or do a side by side so that you can see how much larger your eye will look if you can put a few coats of mascara instead of just lining it all around. I love, love, love mascara. If you're a crier like me, you might prefer a waterproof one. Look at that. This is after. This is nothing on the top lid, just a little on the bottom lid. But look at the difference. Y'all, you gotta get some mascara in your life if you're not wearing it. Same thing, I'm gonna look from underneath and just brush, brush, brush until I get the desired look I want. And I just keep brushing it. So I know some people say like, oh, you need 1 coat. Some people do 2 coats. Some people do 3 coats. I just keep brushing it until I have the look that I want. And sometimes you can use the end of the spoolie and just lift your eyelashes. It depends on the mascara wand, but I can do that with this one. You can also use an eyelash curler if you have really difficult eyelashes or they're small and you want to just bring them back to life. You can use an eyelash curler beforehand. I don't need an eyelash curler, but I'm also going to do multiple coats of mascara, so. Yeah, if it's a hot, sunny, humid day, I would highly recommend going with a waterproof mascara so that it lasts longer and doesn't end up all over your face. I know some people don't like waterproof mascara, but I love it. Love, love, love. I'm going to do another coat on this side though. I love waterproof mascara, and to remove it, what I like to use is a cleansing balm to remove my makeup, so I'll do a double cleanse. I like to use a cleansing balm to really just melt off the makeup, rinse it, and then go in with another cleanser to get everything completely off. But that's the best way I found to get rid of waterproof mascara, is to use a cleansing balm. They also have like eye makeup remover liquids. Lancome does one. Almay has one if you need like a drugstore version. So there's options. I just prefer a cleansing balm because I'm able to just work and it just gets rid of everything. I use the one from Pharmacy and I have one from Biossance. I love the one from Pharmacy, except you have to scoop it or use the little spatula to scoop it out. The one from Biossance is a liquid form. Which is really nice. It's more of a cleansing oil. So I use that as a first step in my makeup removal. So this is the look. Look at the glow. Can we take a moment and respect the glow? Y'all. Oh, look at this. And this is no highlighter. This is the blush from Mario. See how you have that little glow? Girl. I'm going to take a little bit, I just realized, I'm going to take a little bit of that same eyeshadow that I used on the lid. And I'm going to use a Scott Barnes brush. This is 61. Oh, and what I was saying is I purchase brushes when they're on sale. Use it to work in the crease. Yeah. Okay, it's from Makeup Forever. I can't even see what the title is, but it's super tiny. Like a little round, super tiny. This is actually the perfect thing to get underneath. There we go. I'm gonna go underneath. Forgot to do this before the mascara. I'm going to take a little bit here because I did it on the other side. Yeah, like that. And what I'm doing is just bringing it underneath here to connect it to the eyeshadow. But it's also just making my eye look a little bit fuller. And smokier. It's like a day smoky. If you did this with I keep tapping into the same color just in case you're wondering. But you can do this if you were going to wear like a dark brown or smoky black eye. But I like to do this even with lighter colors like this. This is that perfect nudie pink. Just I use this to clean up. I kind of pinch it together just to clean up. Okay, much better. It just does something to the eye where it completes the look. Oh, you can see the difference. It just completes the look. I'm just going to pinch it together again just to make sure there's no harsh line right there. Okay. The glow is getting me. The glow is getting me. Okay. Okay, my love. So here is the look, the glowiness. If you don't like glow or dewiness, by all means, powder your face or use a more matte foundation. But I love dewy, so. And I'm going to use the Huda. This is her Resting Boss Face. It's a waterproof setting spray. It does have a scent. If you are sensitive to scents, don't get it. And it specifically says, which I failed to see in advance, was to not put it near your eyes or your lips. And that's why it was stinging when I put it underneath my eyes. So Belkys learned, you gotta read the bottle. So I'm gonna spray it on the sponge and then dab where I need a little extra hold. Girl, see that glow without using highlighter. Okay, so final thoughts on this look. As always, I love Hourglass Foundation. This is great if you have dry skin. I think if you have oily skin, combo skin, you can set it with a powder. But I love this, especially for my dry skin gals. Love it. I did enjoy this Mario blush stick. I'm going to use this for sure again. I had this Tarte liner. It's from their Tarte C line. And this is what I was going to try. It's supposed to be good. I'm going to tight line with this. I normally don't tight line, but I saw Drew Barrymore talking about it because I have one eye that's larger than the other one. I'm going to see if it helps. Normally when I take pictures, I have to open my eyes larger than norm because if not, you would see that I have one larger eye compared to the other one. And blink. I love learning tips. Okay. Okay, no, we'll see. Don't know yet. If this can last all day long and not melt or end up in my contact lenses, then it would be good. So I still have to test this one out. Okay, as always, I love, love, love my Boing Benefit Concealer. I have used this. I've repurchased it. Love, love. The Huda Beauty spray. This is good if you're gonna like be out in humid, sunny weather. You need a good hold. The smell though, if you are sensitive to smell, highly suggest you try this out in Sephora if you can spray it so that you can see if you can handle it, because it might bother some people. To me, it doesn't. But do not put it near your eyes or your lips. Avoid applying directly on eyes and lips. Except when I took off the cap, I didn't see that because I just went in for the spray. And I put it on my hand and then dabbed it underneath my eyes. And I was like, take it off. So don't recommend putting it near your eyes, as the bottle states. So again, this is nice if you can handle the smell. For my under eyes though, I do very much like the Stay Spray from Tarte. This is their setting spray, light scent. Again, if you are sensitive to smell, you might want to test it in Ulta. I have this one. And I've repurchased it before as well, so I like that one. The Nars, the Corrector, I liked it. Would I prefer to pay less money and get the LA Girl one? Probably. Again, the LA Girl was like $5, but it's a darker tint. They do have a peach one. If I'm not mistaken, they have a neutral, like, and a green one if you need to correct as well. Correct redness. So that's another option. This is like the lower cost one. Nars, if you want to splurge. I do like that it wasn't settling into my fine lines, but I did blend it in very well so that that doesn't happen. And it's super, super lightweight. So it's not like it's adding layers of coverage to my under eyes, which is good because then I'm going to put on my multiple layers of concealer. So I do like this. I will continue to use the Nars Corrector. I did like it. Sponge, okay. Love the sponge. Sonia Kashuk, loved it. The look, I'm loving it. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline. I hope that you tried some products, and if you have some and aren't going to purchase any more, that's okay. Use what you have. The whole idea is just to have fun, enjoy yourself, look at yourself with some confidence in the mirror. Girl, the glow. Love it. Love it. So that's it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that you come back. Make sure to hit that like button, share with your friends and loved ones, and hit that notification bell so that you're notified when I upload again to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me and spending time with me. I hope that you feel beautiful and you are loved. And if no one told you they love you, I love you, girl. Thank you so much for coming to my channel and supporting my channel. Have a blessed day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Adios, mi bellas. Look at this glow. Okay. Okay. We can work with this, girl. Remember what I told you, those under eye circles and those fine lines? Don't worry about them. Look at that. Get so excited. Get excited when it's a good makeup day. Yes.